Hey, good morning and welcome back, everybody. And man, is this light still bright? Way bright. Cut that back a little bit more. That might be even better. Got to get the hat straight there. Get the hat on straight. All right. Anyway, let's bring the comments back up there. Hey, good morning, everybody. With another Saturday morning here, coffee with HDR. Fresh coffee and a fresh mouth. Finger paintings rods. Good for you, man. Congratulations. So good morning, Jamon, Judy, James. Good morning, Be the Rider, PA, Paynes Rides, Harley 103, Frosty Travelers, BD Rider, good morning, and Bob Nelson. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to the show here. And, just drinking another cup of coffee, was doing some video editing this morning, and this hat is just not making me really happy this morning. I think my head is permanently crooked. Let's see here. Yeah. That looks better. Yeah, so I think my my head is permanently crooked for some reason. Good morning, Chuck, Ed, Doug. Nice to see everybody in there this morning. Yeah, you know what? It's 10 degrees here in Pennsylvania this morning, so it's pretty darn cold outside. But have a pretty exciting day planned out, I think, so far. A little recording for the channel. I'm actually heading to a Harley dealer probably around about 9:30 this morning. So we'll get a little bit of stuff in there. But Larry, good morning to you. Good morning. Let's see here. Okay, Paynes, I said it's warmer than yesterday here. And yeah, it's nice to be a little warmer there in Connecticut. But 38 in Florida. Bob got his antiviral shot. Good for you, Bob. Mr. Bob Nelson, who was a great MC of our last Sunday show. If you didn't see that, please go to my channel and check that out. For being the best show, undoubtedly, that we've ever did, and it was with our wives. And for being the best show, it's got the lowest number of views. So that's kind of disheartening. But I understand people like to watch live streams like this live, right? They don't really want to watch it later unless you live in a different time zone. But it is what it is. I guess that's what Mr. B the Rider PA always says. That's his famous saying. It is what it is. And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason for that, for why people don't watch the best show ever produced for a Sunday night chat with the boys, fireside chat with the boys there, because we had our wives with us. And whenever we have our wives with us, it just makes that show well-rounded. I mean, it just puts it together. And it was great. Bob Nelson was a great MC. He asked us all these questions about it. We did it like the newlywed game, the old newlywed game from back in the 70s. And it was really cool. We had a really good time. So, Judy, I said good morning to you one more time. She says good morning. Ernest, good morning. See who else we got in there. Gordon, nice to see you on board there this morning. So yeah, we have to wonder when. Try and get this microphone set right. Some days your mic doesn't want to cooperate with you. What do you think about the new studio lighting? First of all, is it worth its weight in gold there? Let's see. This is without studio lighting. Look kind of red, right? Look kind of like sunburn or something going on here. And then this is with studio lighting. So got some really cool studio LEDs here. They actually look like, I don't think this one's plugged in. I don't think so. They look like this. Little studio lighting with a little switch on it. You can turn it up and down. It comes with tripods. Put the little tripod base in there. It was an Amazon Flash deal the other day. And if you're thinking of buying a set, do me a favor. Go to my other channel. It's Jack's Tech Corner. I did a video of unboxing these. and there's an Amazon link. If you click on that, it actually helps the channel back out. So it's the Amazon affiliate link. So, but if you're going to buy a set of these, do that. They are well worth it. They plug in. It's cool. They just plug in with USB. So that makes it really nice because we could take these things on the road and use these wherever. You can use these for a little studio setup. Plug it right in your laptop, and you got some nice studio lighting. So, well worth the money. They're about $30 with tripods. So a little washed out. Well, that's not good. Let's a little washed out. Let's turn it down a little bit then. There, that should look even better then. Now it won't be as washed out. That should be a lot better. Let's see. Either way works. Thanks, Harley 103. Yeah, we just wanted to get a little bit of extra light in the studio. I still have to work on the placement yet. It might be a little too close to me, but there you go. That's better. Good. That does give a little shadow here. See if I, oh, there you go. See how the light picks up? But, and using webcams is not optimal. We use webcams at school all the time. That's how we do our online video learning with our students. We have webcams at our desk, and they have webcams, but a webcam is not the greatest camera in the world. So just something to think about. What I wanted to talk about today and try to get some of your opinions and your views on this is electronics and motorcycles. So you see that many of us, and here, this is my antique. Many of Bodine would call this, right? It's my antique. It's a Hero 3 Plus Silver. I use this. This is my handlebar camera. I also have the old trusty, little dusty right now, hasn't been on the helmet for a while, Drift HD Ghost. This is my first camera I used for, well, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 15, 16, 17, almost 4 years I used this camera. You guys have seen videos produced with this. So no electronics on motorcycle, Jamon said. Frosty has a Ghost also. This is a good camera. These are solid. I know Payne's Rides had his pains with them. Of course, he had a couple bad ones, but this one's a little bit bigger than the new ones. It takes a wired microphone in the back. So wired microphone. And the thing I like about this, I carry 2 extra batteries when I do use this camera. And I have all-day battery life to record videos, so works really good. So that's another camera. You guys obviously have seen the other GoPro, which I don't know where it is residing at right at the moment. But where is it residing? I don't know. But yeah, so you got that. You got the GPS. We put our phones, which here's my my handy dandy phone here. Which I don't know why that stuff just came up, and that's kind of crazy. But my handy dandy phone that we keep on the handlebar. Are you talking about cameras or built-in electronics? I'm talking about both Payne's Rides. So here's what I want to talk about today is I do a problem sometimes with connecting the Wi-Fi on my phone app. Frosty, my Ghost HD, the Drift HD, is so old it won't even connect with the new Wi-Fi app. So I just put it on in the house and I do a couple video shots and try to make sure it's adjusted properly. And Payne's Ride asked, am I talking about cameras or am I talking about electronics on the bikes? So I'm talking about both of those. Here's the question I have. And I was talking to a gentleman. We went to a luncheon the other day. It was a non-hog event with a lot of hog members there. And we were having lunch and we were talking to a guy and he said, he has a buddy that rides his bike on that road and he tries to play with his phone to turn on music and he's trying to adjust the GPS and he's swerving off the road and he can't ride really well. And so it's a distraction, right? All the electronic stuff on your motorcycle is just a big distraction. And it's something to think about. A Senatube, it's quick and light. Yeah, I've seen those Senatubes also. They're a really nice camera. HDR, I have to use an organizer Hero from 2014. Oh, the original Hero from 2014. Jamon, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Uh, you know, talking about cameras, and I see people that if GoPro came out with 4 new models a year, they would have all 4 of them. I know people that if Sena comes out with a new communicator every 6 months, they would buy it. To me, new is not always the best. I don't believe in having the latest and great. And I'm a technology guy, folks. I mean, I live, eat, sleep, and now teach technology. And you don't have to have the latest, greatest. We have old switches in racks that are still running from 5-10 years ago. They're still operational, so they're very solidly built. You have to update the firmware. I do believe that. Keep your firmware updated, just as in my Sena. Oh, here's another camera that I truly love. A lot of you guys have bought is the Sena 10C Evo, right? But keep your firmware updated. These things, it's very important, because they add little patches to them and stuff, and they add little things in there that just makes them better. So it's something to think about for long term down the road. Just keeps your stuff running better. Other electronics is what comes on the 2015 Street Glide Special. No cameras or additional anything. If something is not broken, don't fix it. Yep, and that's exactly why. Windows stopped supporting Windows 7 as of January 14th, Be the Rider PA said. And it's funny, Be the Rider PA, because if you're in this business, you would understand that there's still major corporations out there running Windows 7. Does anybody know that ATM machines, we used to call them Mac machines, money machines, they're actually still running on Windows XP. Windows XP has been gone for a long time, but the software won't run on anything newer. So, good morning, Dusty from Atlanta. Good morning to you. Glad to have you on board. But yeah, that's kind of funny when you look at it. The largest banks in the world are running Windows XP. So, now is that wrong? Yes, because it's easily hackable. So you shouldn't do that. But hey, I don't know what they're doing there. But Payne's Ride. I prefer nothing but me and the bike. But if I don't film, what would all my clamoring fans do? Yeah, Payne's Ride, you're right. If you don't film, then what are we going to do? What's your fan club going to do? And I am one of the leading people in Payne's Ride's fan club. So if you need any merch, you might want to contact me for his logos, his coffee mugs. Payne's Rides has a whole sport dirt bike collection of T-shirts. So if you need any of that stuff, contact me, because I'm heading up his fan club. Anthony, good morning to you, and good to see you on board there this morning. Speaking of a 10C, the HD speakers were released. I have them, but haven't tested them yet. I see they released new speakers for those, and I would like to get a hold of some also and test those out and see how they work. But it's not high on my punch down purchase list. So that's just not something that I really, I like using GPS now. Payne's Ride. Well, that's good. You like using your GPS now. I enjoy GPS especially on these trips. And I was just watching Pete's 1800. He just released a great video. You guys should go and watch it. Check it out. And there's a couple new apps that he's showing on there that are pretty cool apps for your phones. One's a GPS, but it's built for motorcyclists, and it's really neat. Check it out. I think you'll really, really like it. Jerry, good morning to you. But GPS has gotten us out of more trouble than you would believe in more places. But be careful when you're only using your phone as a GPS, because we got down around Cherokee, North Carolina a few years ago, and there was no cell service. So we lost the GPS on the phone altogether. Luckily, we were on the backside by Gatlinburg, and we were going down over the Smoky Mountains down into Cherokee, North Carolina. So we were pretty certain all we had to do was stay straight on that road. There was a couple turns, but we like went with our logistical brains and said, look, let's just keep going straight and hopefully we'll run into something or pick up some cell service. So we ran right into Cherokee, North Carolina. Anthony got you in a bunch of trouble. The only time it's gotten Anthony in trouble, okay, Frosty says, I use breadcrumbs, but it rained. Lost your breadcrumbs. The one time I know Anthony got in trouble with his GPS, we were going on I think we were on a pre-ride. I'm pretty sure it was a pre-ride that we were on, going to the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville. And he missed a turn. So we got up on top of this ridge and we had to come down a road that was tarred and chipped. And guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't like tar and chip roads, don't get me wrong. But am I going to whine and cry that I might get a ding on my motorcycle? My motorcycle has all kinds of dings underneath of it, from stones, chips, rocks. People yell at me all the time, winter salt. And I tell everybody it's a machine, guys. My car's got dings and nicks on it. I mean, the only way to keep your bike from not getting nicks and dings and everything on it, put it in your garage, put it up on a little pedestal, put little fluorescent lights under it, little pretty colors, and you can sit and look at it all the time. Other than that, if you're going to ride your bikes, you're going to get dings. But he did. He got a very hard lashing out by a few of the members about that. That was silly. But you have excellent senses, Payne's Rise. Dusty, I have a 10C Evo. I get seasick watching my first recorded video. I apparently moved my head too much. It was like I was drunk riding. I wasn't, honestly. Dusty, you get used to riding and talking and recording. It is an art form, but you'll get it. I mean, the biggest thing is when you tell somebody like, hey, look at that house over there, gently turn your head like maybe to the right or left, right? And get a view of what you're looking at. So another good thing I found to do is, if one of my video when I was doing a tour of a small town, I took the camera on my handlebar and turned it sideways so it was pointing to what I was talking about. I angled it up a little bit so you can see the buildings. That way my head never had to move at all. And I just used that camera's footage and the audio from my Senna. So it worked out pretty well. But yeah, it is an art form. Also took Be the Rider PA to some others through a hurricane last year. Well, you know what, though, Anthony? The best GPS in the world is not going to dictate a hurricane or detect a hurricane. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's just the way life goes. So I never get lost. It just takes longer sometimes. You're right, Gordon. I believe that also. When I use the GPS, it routes. I planned programming into it. When I use GPS, and I do that too. I did a few videos on the Harley trip planner, and people have a love-hate relationship with it. It works really, really well if you keep your waypoints low. You don't need a waypoint every 50 feet to keep you going on a straight circle to keep you going on the right route, guys. You don't need that. Myself and Miss HDR uses mostly what we'll do is plan it. If we know we're going to ride 400 miles from here, one year it was from here to, I can't remember what the town was. It was in Tennessee. Anyway, so from here to there is what we do. That's one trip, right? We didn't plan the whole entire loop. What we do is plan it per day and take us off road, off the main roads a little bit and on the back roads. And but the GPS itself, if I type in the address on the GPS on the bike, and anymore we learn, we just type in the city because we never know where we're staying at night. So we have no destination. So we just type in the city. That's the closest we can get to a destination. And then we hit on scenic route. And this motorcycle will take you on the most beautiful road you've ever seen in America. Just absolutely stunning. We've had great luck with it. I can also tell you another thing that will give you a lot of luck with it is when you're looking for food, you hit food. Granted, our maps have not been updated since I bought the bike, right? So the maps are old on the motorcycle, but the first restaurant we went to, it was no longer there. The second one was absolutely amazing. So it will find you decent food, or at least restaurants anyway. I'm going to try to go through some of this, the chat room here. System is much better than Boom Audio. Frosty's videos are like a bobblehead. Yeah, guys, you'll get that. You'll get that down. Don't worry about that. That's all part of learning the motor vlogging hobby. I don't get lost anywhere. I use GPS to play long days rides. Be the rider, P. You're exactly right. That's what I do too. Just plan it out, plan your loops. But I don't put the whole loop, like I said, in GPS anymore. It's just. And here's another problem. If you watch my video, my 500-mile challenge video, and the first part of the video, the GPS kept saying, recalculating, turn around, turn here, turn here, turn here. What I found was I started the GPS route from the gas station where I started in the morning, and I turned the GPS on at that gas station. So it didn't have a chance to register the first waypoint, which should have been that gas station. If I would have turned the GPS on when I left the garage, I think it would have been fine. So you have to know to go in and skip the waypoint. If it starts trying to get you to turn around, you've already been someplace. Just hit, or if you just don't want to stop at the next part, just hit skip waypoint and it'll just be fine. It'll work perfect. Good morning, Hog Driver 88. Good morning to you. Welcome aboard. Great to see you in there this morning. The GT will also take you on the worst roads you can. I did hear that the Harley, now this is my experiences with the Harley GPS, and at least this is pre 2019. So this is the old time boom boxes like the one I have, the first rendition of the boom box. I did hear if you turn that on back roads only, it cannot recognize if a road is blacktopped or gravel. So I only use scenic route. Scenic route keeps me on blacktop roads, and they're mostly 2-lane. So going to ride over to Daytona today, looking like it's warming up. Well, Frosty, if you do a video and don't move your head too much. Can't wait to see the video. I was actually editing a video this morning that's coming out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So guys, don't miss it. I'm talking about all or some of the great trips coming up here in 2021. So it's going to be a really great video coming up. And, so you guys will get some ideas of what our plans are. Some of our plans have already changed a little bit, but we are going to be taking some touring this year on the bike for sure. Moved here from Kentucky and never looked back. Let's see. 21 in North Carolina this morning. Oh, that's cold. So Toby was talking, again, we're talking a little bit about electronics this morning, about using your cell phones. You know what distracts me? And Bodine 52 once told me, we talked, and he said he doesn't answer his phone on the bikes. Like I was riding with him and I could hear his phone ringing. He will not answer it. And I said, why won't you answer your phone? He goes, it's too distracting. I said, wait a minute. We do moto vlogs. We chat on the send us to each other. But I found if I'm on the phone talking to Mrs. HDR and she's saying something to me and my mind starts to drift and it drifts off to the point where I really don't even realize I'm on the bike. So it is distracting to take a cell phone call on your motorcycle. But, and I know people do it all the time. Some people. Happy Jack. Good morning, Happy Jack. It took 5 years, but I think I'm finally proficient in the boom system. Kind of like it. Yeah, and I rode with Happy Jack a few years ago, and we talked a lot about that. And he said once he got understanding of the boom box and how it worked, and that's what it is. It's proficiency with it. It's not a Garmin. It doesn't program like a Garmin. It's kind of backwards. Garmin, you put the address in. You put the address in, the street, the city, and the state. On Harley, for whatever reason, you put the state in, and you have to make sure your state's changed too. It doesn't know that an address is in Ohio or Alabama, or you have to make sure you change the state, then the city, then the street, then the number. So it's kind of backwards. But yeah, thanks, Happy Jack, and good morning, and welcome to the show this morning. 6 in Rhode Island. Yeah, that's too cold. Well, like I said, it's 10 here right now. I have an SLR in my helmet for phone calls. It's really nice. Radio, phone, etc. It's in the Shoei helmet. Very, very nice. Payne's Ride. Is Happy Jack still mad at Payne's Ride? Well, let me tell you, Happy Jack has never had a mad moment in his life. I just can't believe that. Mrs. HDR still talks about Happy Jack today, and it was a few years ago when we rode with him, but she said it's just the nicest, happiest man in the world, and his family is fantastic. We got to meet his wife and daughter, and just great, great people. So I don't know where he could ever be mad. So that's probably not going to happen. Want to bet on that? Payne's right. I'll have to call you on the phone. We'll have to chit chat. We'll discuss that privately on the phone. I just said you never get mad. Quit being mad at the world. Maybe we're all mad at the world right now. Who knows? This time of life is not what you make it. Life is what we're getting handed, right? So anyway, hey, exciting news from the HDR shop here. So I was talking to Mrs. HDR the other night. We're sitting having dinner, and actually we went out to dinner. Maybe that's what did it. I took her out to dinner, took her out to a nice dinner, and we're sitting there chit-chatting. And we're talking about new bikes, and we're talking about, hey, the 2021s are out. I can go buy the new Road Glide, Road Glide Ultra, they're calling it now, or Road Glide Limited, they're calling it. And she goes, well, what kind of bike is this? Well, it's the same as ours. Everything's the same. It's got brake assist. And she goes, do you need that? And I said, no. And I said, we can get a different color. And she goes, did we need that? And I said, no. And she goes, this is a big one, guys. She goes, I would honestly, she goes, I can't believe I'm saying this. She said, I would rather you buy a second motorcycle. She said, you've been talking about it for years. So, start looking around. She said, see what you can find. I said, I got some ideas of a second bike. And it's not a brand new one, nothing expensive. This will be something more like a dual sport, probably. Probably will not be a Harley, but it's going to be another motorcycle, another brand, but I'll still always have my Harley that way. So, because she said, well, we can go buy an Indian. I said, well, we could. She likes the Indian. I can't remember which model it is. Springfield. It kind of looks like the Road King. Anybody, you can help me out in the chat room. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. She's definitely into it now. She said, hey, you could buy a second bike and keep the one you have, because she said Harley didn't change anything. And I said, yeah, but I'll get the new boom box. She said, so what? I don't listen to that radio anyway. It's crap. She said, I can't hear it. She listens to music through her Sena headset. So I said, hey, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So that's something that'll be coming up. HDR, what do you think about the new cable clutch? I'm looking at the new Road Glide Limited also. It's funny because I watched that guy, law-abiding biker. Now, you can love him and hate him, and I have a love-hate relationship with the guy. He's super knowledgeable on motorcycles. I've learned a lot of stuff from the guy. I don't like he's always pushing his, pay subscription down your throat. But other than that, he did a really good video on the new lineup. And he said he has no idea why Harley Davidson would take their hydraulic clutch off their motorcycle and go back to a clutch that is, 20 years old technology, when every other manufacturer has figured out the hydraulic clutch. So, and don't give me that. People give me that rigor all the time. And I eat, live, and sleep Harley Davidson. I'm always in contact with what they're doing, right? But here's something that I don't get. When they removed the front vents, they said, oh, people said they never close them. BS. When they removed I guess they removed the lower vents, so you can't close them. People don't use those. BS again. People don't like the people don't like the hydraulic clutch because it's got a bad friction zone. Another line of BS. All that is just total bull. They remove it to save them money, and their engineers suck. Right? That's basically it. That's what it boils down to. There's a clip inside that front vent because mine broke, and my bike is warranted for 5 years. So when it breaks, they have to put a new clip in. I think it cost them 35 cents, but they can't figure out how to make a clip that don't break, like a spring lock or something to close that front vent on the Road Glide Ultra or the Limited. So instead of doing that, they took it off. And there's something with that hydraulic clutch too that's going to be coming, that it's going to leak or break or something's going to happen because they got rid of it for a reason. Or maybe they had too many Sportster clutches laying around and they thought, hey, Bob, start throwing those Sportster clutches on those touring bikes. Nobody's going to notice. And the guy on the line's like, okay, Frank, I'll throw it on there. They just started screwing them on there. Maybe it's a screw up. Maybe we'll see in a couple of months hydraulic clutches coming back on the touring bikes. So maybe they screwed up. I don't know. That's my take on it. I'm glad you asked. Jim, good morning to you. Thanks and welcome aboard. Chuck, good morning. Trying to catch up here. Toby, are you guys going to VAM 21? We are. We are going to Tazewell, Virginia. Myself and the other Fireside chat boys there. We are all going to Tazewell. We are already booked. We will be there the 10th. No, that's not right. Is it the 10th, 11th, and 12th? Anyway, we're coming in Friday and we're leaving on Sunday. So we will be there for 2 days, 2.5 days, something like that, depending on when we decide to bug out there. It doesn't matter to me what time we leave. Bodine 52 has the longest possible drive. He has to drive back to obviously Michigan, which is pretty far for him. So, but it's not a bad ride for me. So it don't matter what time I leave there. So yes, we are going. Thank you for asking, Toby. Chuck, Springfield. Yeah, is it the Springfield? Miss HR really likes that Indian, but she wants the classic one. She wants the one with the fringe all over it. And a buddy of ours bought one, and she just fell in love with it. So, good morning, Jim. HDR. Just sitting here waiting for the snow to storm to get here. Well, and we're all waiting for snow, and that's what's nice about the coffee with HDR in the mornings here on Saturday. I saw the lab. I agree, money saver, but the Moto company. Then again, all of the bikes were cable clutch until this 15 Ultra Limited I have. Was it 15 when they brought the hydraulic clutch out? I guess it was. I thought it was 14 with the whole Mount Rushmore package. I know that came out 14, but the cable clutch, I guess you're saying, came out 15. So, but yeah, who knows? For us, that might be cost. I don't know. BD Rider, I'm afraid to close my vents on the Road Glide. Worried that won't be able to open them back up. So I just leave them open. You run. BD Rider, if they break, your bike, I'm pretty sure I know your bike is like mine. It's newer, so you're still under warranty. They'll fix it for you. Fence, they can't figure out. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. The engineers. How can you be a Harley Davidson engineer? Have you guys? I'm sure you guys all watched the movie, right? The Harley and Davidson and Brothers, or whatever that movie was called. It was like a mini series. These guys worked in their shed and they built an engine with a drill press and like a hand grinder. And today we have engineers that can't figure out a freaking vent clip. Come on. Hire me. I'll figure it out. I'll YouTube it. I'm going to take days off around the meetup and just stay out on the road. Pains are out. It's a good idea. I wish I could have more time here to stay out with you. I would hang out with you there and we can get some riding in down there. And I'm sure we'll meet up, Yeah, so Anthony, you had both yours vents replaced there. Your vent clips is all they are. They're just little clips inside the fairing. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'll tear my fairing apart and start digging around and look for different parts to figure out how to make that work. And then I'll license it to Harley for like $14 trillion. That'd be nice, huh? Bob, always nice to talk to your daughter. Good morning. I said, Hog Driver BD. Mr. G, 1965. Thumbs up to you. And hello, everyone. We're talking about your meetup. Mr. G, 1965 started that whole entire meetup thing in Tazewell. And we can't wait, man. We can't wait to get down there. It's going to be a super blast. Bob Nelson's coming all the way from his house. They got people flying into this thing from other countries. Are talking about flying in, renting motorcycles, and there's going to be bands. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be. It's like a hog rally. I can't wait. It's like a motorcycle show finally. Or it's going to be great. Cable or hydraulic. At the end of the day, it is going to make a difference, and it will take a ride or not. Yeah, and like I was telling you guys about law-abiding biker. If everybody knows him personally, I'm trying to get him on our show, the Fireside Chat with the Boys. We're trying to get him on as a guest, so I have been working that a little bit because, like I said, he is so knowledgeable about Harley Davidsons. I would love to have him on the show and get his opinions on some of this stuff. But he said that with a hydraulic clutch, your hand is actually not working as hard when you're pulling your hand back, so it's easier on your fingers. The cable clutch takes a lot more pulling, and you have to keep adjusting your clutch plates, and you have to keep adjusting the cable, and that's why they made the hydraulic clutch, so you don't have to worry about the clutch plate and the cables and all that crap. But hey, it's personal preference, but I think they should allow you to pick. When you order a touring bike, they should say you want the clutch to be a cable or do you want the hydraulic, right? He talks a lot about, and you guys know, we talk all the time about Harley's not staying in touch with their riders. They're just saying, we're going to make this and it's going to be great again. And it's wonderful. You're going to love it. It's like, no, dude, it's crap. It's garbage. And we don't like it. I mean, but they'll never say that, but you'll have to pay. Anthony might be right. I might have to pay him, I'll give him $2.50 for the hour. That's pretty fair. We're paying him with publicity. That's what we're paying him with. We'll give him more publicity if he's on our show. But anyway, hey, he does have a good show. He is, like I said, knowledgeable. Yeah, it's going to be great to see everyone out there at Tazewell. Hog Rally, will you fit in? Payne's Ride. Wait, we're going to call this a victory rally. This is a victory rally because it's finally a chance where all motorcyclists get together. And Payne's Ride, you have a victory, so you're going to be the leader of the parade. So there you go. Going back through the last cable clutch bike I rode was a 1970 Honda. Love the hydraulic system. Tennessee Wigman. Larry says 2014. That's when the clutch came out. Law-abiding biker's a motorcycle cop. He rides all the time. Yeah, he is. He is a motorcycle cop. So Anthony prefers the cable clutch. And Anthony, sell your shitty bike. Jesus, man, you people buy these new motorcycles and then you piss on them. I love my hydraulic clutch. If you don't like it, sell your bike and buy yourself, a 2009 Harley Road Glide or whatever. Yeah, I very much prefer the hydraulic clutch. And I've ridden a lot of motorcycles for a lot of years. HDR, when you change your bars, you're planning to adding the heated grips. Perfect time to add. Yeah, you're right. And I do plan on adding the heated grips. You guys know I also wear the heated gear. So I'm very much in touch with my heated gear and I love it. But sometimes those cold mornings, those heated grips would come in handy. You're right. That's the time to change them. So that's when I'll be changing them out. Especially now that, like I said, Mrs. HR, if you didn't hear, gave me the release to buy a second bike. So we're going to start looking around. Probably won't pick up anything until the summer. I mean, not right now. So my 2018 Road Glide Ultra will be staying with me until I am no longer on the earth. And then she said that would be the first thing she sells. So you guys stay in touch with Mrs. HDR because you'll get a really sweet deal on my Road Glide Ultra. Hydraulic clutches Ari Breeze, I am riding over 50 years and love hydraulic over cable. Frosty, I understand where you're coming from, and you're exactly right. Um, to me, it takes a lot less effort. Yeah, was there a little bit of a learning curve with the friction zone? Sure, there was, but it's not that bad. Um, you know, you can learn anything if you give yourself time. But yeah, it's like, uh, yeah. And the thing I didn't really like is with like I said, with the cable clutches, is always taking it in for service, always getting those clutch plates adjusted, always getting that cable. I went in one time. They said, "You realize your cable is half off. It needed adjusted halfway because it was letting out like way out here." And they're like, "It should let out like as soon as you release your fingers." And I was like, "No," because I guess I got used to it. They fixed it and it was amazing. Uh, but the hydraulic takes a lot less tension. The DCT is cool too. Sonics, thanks for that. I thought Harley would come out with an automatic bike this year. I guess they did, right? I guess the live wire is automatic. You just turn the throttle and go. But yeah, I really thought they would come out with an automatic to compete against their other bikes. I was wrong. Yeah, especially if you have to stop and go in traffic. Yeah, cables do wear out on the trip, guys. You have to remember that. I mean, even brake cables, I mean, they'll wear out. So we got hydraulic brakes, right? Anyway, enough about that. I think we beat that dead horse into the ground, right? Most enduro dirt riders have gone to hydraulic, and nothing to get more use and abuse than an enduro clutch. And I'm glad they're holding up, and so that proves a good thing to me. Yeah, the live wire will yank your teeth out. I cannot wait to ride a live wire. As my second bike, I told Miss HR, and she rode one. We were looking at the Zero. Look at the Zero electric bikes. They had them at the bike show a few years ago, and we both got to ride one. They are amazing. A lot of fun. I mean, they only got a distance of like 75 miles. But hey, it was a lot of fun. So maybe a Zero bike. Maybe then I can get Miss HR riding her own bike. It might be a good thought, HDR. Now you're really thinking, using the old noggin. So Ford Focus had a DCT transmission. It was terrible. When Miss HR sells your Ultra, will she discount the price so I can convert it to a cable clutch? Kidding. Mike, you're a funny man. Thanks very much for that. I put heated grips in my Ultra when I had it. It wasn't that bad to install. It took a couple hours. Chuck, that's good to know. Those electric bikes would be good to deer hunt. Then they may end up right on your lap. Oh, yeah, you're right. The deer would come right over the handlebars of that electric motorcycle. CVT transmissions focus on scooters in stop and go. They're the smoothest transmission type. Gordon, good morning to you, and good morning, Sonics, if I didn't say that. Toby, good morning. I didn't miss you guys when you came in. Had 71 Yamaha X650. 8 clutch cables. Never got it fixed. Right, was a pain. We're looking to, who knows about CRV, Honda CRVs? We're talking about, it's that time of life when Mrs. HR is going to buy her new car. So I told her, look, if we're going to buy a new car, let's get with the times and buy a hybrid. But we don't know anything about it. I mean, I hear hybrids are the way to go, right? So does it use an electric motor around town, and it uses gas motor when the electric kind of charges down to recharge the electric? Or is it just hybrid because you get really, really high gas mileage? I don't really understand any of that, but and I know Be the Rider P, you have a CRV. We have one also, and I'm keeping the one that we have right now, but I have a Honda. Oh, crap. I have a Honda Accord that I purchased when I got rid of a truck, and we paid it off. So we want to trade it off. We're going to trade that one. Keep the CRV we have now because we put the boat hitch on it. So that's going to be our boat pulling car. And we're going to trade the other one and get a hybrid CRV. So, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about that hybrid type car. So it's something I got to look into. I have an HRV and it's awesome. What's the HRV? Is that smaller than the CRV? Or is that the hybrid we're talking about? Is that what that means? Hybrid RV. Um, 2017, a hybrid car work, get great mileage. I love my Road Glide, but the live stream is just something completely different. Takes you off the bullet. Sport bike handling, nimble and quick. Huh. Yeah, I got to try that live wire this year. I am going to demo that somewhere. $1 million Bogan put dirt bike tires on his Harley and he rides everywhere. Smaller, basically electric. Oh, basically you're in electric until it needs gas. Toyota has it figured out. Warranty and service plan. So anyway, Frosty was talking about $1 million Bogan, and if you have not watched some of his latest videos, where he goes down a road like, and it turns into sand, like on a beach, and he gets his touring bike stuck, and I mean buried. It reminds me one time I did that with my son. We took a pickup truck and we rode down and said you could ride your truck on the beach. And we're like, well, that's cool. So we drive down the beach with our truck. We get about halfway down the sand. It went whoop. It just buried itself. We're like, what the heck? Well, who would ever want to do this? Now we noticed air pumps at the beginning of the beach. And this guy come along and he goes, hey, I see you don't have a sticker in your windshield. And I said, what sticker? He said, a beach riding sticker. And I said, what does that mean? He said, it means you're going to get fined if somebody catches you out here because you haven't registered your vehicle to ride on the beach. And he said, you know why you buried this truck in the sand? And I said, no, I have no idea why I buried this truck in the sand with my son. He was kind of young, 12, 13. He was laughing. He's like, and the guy goes, you didn't let any air out your tires. He said, didn't you notice the air station at the beginning of the beach up there? I said, yeah, I just thought if you needed air, it was free. He goes, no, you have to let air out of your tires when you drive on the sand. So I wonder if that's the same thing on a motorcycle. Maybe you guys know. I've never ridden my motorcycle on deep sand, and I don't plan on doing that. But if you get in that situation, would you let air out your tires? Would it allow the bike to kind of creep over the sand? Be a good test if anyone wants to try it and videotape it. So basically, you're in electric. You said Toyota's figured out, Anthony. All right, but yeah, we're going to get test drive them, see what these cars are like. I don't know. I am Hog Driver 88. I'm also going to try a Goldwing DCT. Myself and Miss HDR sat on one at the last motorcycle show we went to here in Cleveland, Ohio, when they had it. It was called the Progressive International Motorcycle Show. Amazing. We went every year, and now it's no more. The actual whole entire convention center has disbanded. They closed it down. But we sat on one, and she liked the heated seat. She thought that was really super cool. And she liked the way she sat straight upright. She thought that was really, really super cool. And then she looked at the bags and she said, but hun, we're not going to be able to tour on this motorcycle because she said it will not handle all of our luggage. Now, all we carry is 2 bags in the saddlebags, and we carry like the laptop, her purse, and a few other little things in the touring pack. And then we have a touring pack bag that goes on top, a teardrop bag. And we keep in there like extra blue jeans, extra pair of tennis shoes, because when you go on trips, guys, if you don't learn anything else from myself and Miss HDR, take a pair of tennis shoes and a pair of flip-flops. The flip-flops you need because in case you get in some kind of shady, like a campground, maybe a shady shower situation, or it's just nice on a hot day to be able to get your boots off. And take tennis shoes because when you get to the hotel and you go out to a restaurant, the last thing you want to do is put your boots back on after riding for, 8, 9 straight hours for the day. So take a pair of tennis shoes with you. That's a tip. That's a traveling tip from HDR and Mrs. HDR. Let's see, Toby. Recall operating a remote control car. Let your finger off the accelerator. Toggle the RC. Greatly stops. Same concept in a live wire. That's pretty cool to know. Hog used to go to that show when I was in New York. The new 21 has a larger tour pack now. Well, good. I'm going to check that out then. And here's the other thing I want to look at with the Hondas, with the Goldwings, is not really that I'm in the market for a touring bike right now, but is can I put a luggage rack on the touring pack? That would help tremendously for us to put our bag on there. And And be careful with that too, guys. When you buy these bags for your touring packs, please, 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 please read the warning on top of the touring pack. I believe it says do not overload this more than 25 pounds. More than 25 pounds, guys. That's what it says. So please make sure you look at that. And as I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to look for a picture because, I love sharing pictures. I'll put this over in this other monitor here. Maybe I'll shrink it down a little bit so I can move it over there. But yeah, it's just, so you buy this nice bag for your touring pack, right? And well, maybe I can't pull it over there. So yeah, you buy this nice for your touring pack, this nice bag. And what happens is, you overload it and you end up breaking off the hinges on your touring pack is what's going to happen. Or you're going to open it up. And when you open that up, why will this not move over there? Oh, there it goes. And as you open that touring pack up, what's going to happen is you got to be very careful when you open it because it will actually crack the hinges right off your touring pack if that bag's too heavy and you're not being careful. Plus, it puts too much weight on the locks and it starts to bend the lock mechanism down. So be very, very careful with that. You can load up your touring packs, but do keep the weight down. You're right, Frost. You can put a lot in the touring pack, but I'm talking about on the luggage rack on top. So be careful about what kind of bags you buy for that. And I'll never find this now. Maybe I'll find this picture later and I'll pull up on our Facebook group there for Harley Day Rider if you're following Facebook. If you're not following a Facebook group, you can also catch ridings. And please do this. Check out harleydayrider.com. harleydayrider.com. That's my personal blog for the Harley Day Rider stuff. And I post different things on there. You'll find stuff on there right now about oil changes, or you'll find things on there about, I think there's something on there about the plate that I bought. What the heck was it called? Let's see here. Oh, well, let's see. I always like to make sure things come up before I talk about them. Huh? Let's see. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So I was talking about this, about the new wheel chalk, the one I bought a couple years ago. You guys might have seen that. Talk about changing oil. So yeah, check this out. I mean, here's the thing about the 2020 Cleveland Progressive Motorcycle Show. This was a nice write-up. Got some nice pictures in there. Good old Bodine 52 there. He was trying out the Honda Goldwing. Yes, he was on a Goldwing. That was an older bike there. So, but yeah, check it out. This is a pretty cool place. I think I showed you this a few weeks ago. We talked about the meeting people, which is always a good time when I meet. If I get to meet you and get a picture, like this guy, this would actually be, if you want a visual of Payne's Ride, this is Payne's Ride right here. So, great guy, great individual, a lot of great people on there. It was doing my Instagram feed, but I think Instagram actually changed some stuff, so I have to update my site. Twitter, I also have a Twitter account, which is Harley Day Rider. So it's at Harley Day Rider for Twitter. Then obviously the YouTube videos. But you can definitely subscribe. If you subscribe to this, I'm not going to bombard you with emails, but you'll get an email message when I post something new. So, and the more people I get on there, if I start getting a lot of you guys on there, I'll start posting some more stuff in there. So, let's see here. There we go. All right. So anyway, but yeah, check that out. 154 is not the top. Trust me. 154. Got to run, guys. Have a good day, Tennessee Wingman. Thank you for stopping in. Take care, everybody. I appreciate you coming. Steve, good morning, Steve. You need to get a Rick Rack bag amount, just like Bronco Ride. I have a better bag than a Rick Rack bag, and I don't have it in the room here right now with me, but The Rick Rack's all right, but I don't like those plastic things on the bottom of them clamps. They seem to me like get in the way. They can scratch your scratch your luggage rack. So the one we have goes on. It's curved. You guys probably seen it in my videos. So it sits behind Mrs. HDR and it's curved. So it's a curvature of her back and it's smaller. Rick Rack also is too high and it gets a little top heavy. So when you're going around bends, you can actually tip your bike over. Ours is smaller and ours goes on with Velcro straps. So it's very more forgiving to the metal where you're not going to scratch it up. So, but I like the Rick Rack. I think the Rick Rack is nice. I just think it's way too tall. So what's going to happen with that is you're going to start putting 100 pounds of stuff in there and crush your tour pack. So that's what I don't like about it. Ours is small. We can fit 2 pair of jeans in, 2 pair of tennis shoes, and our shower kits. That's it. That's all that goes in there. Anything more than that, we don't need. So that's why I didn't buy the Rick Rack bag. Anyway, yeah, so it's cold everywhere. It looks like, huh? 2 degrees. Freezing out there. Freezing cold. I have one on my channel, but let it go for just over $100. So anyway, again, be very careful with electronics on your motorcycles. Be pretty forgiving with that, and be careful with playing with everything on your handlebars as you're going down the road. It's not worth getting killed over. You know, it's just, I don't know. A lot of times you'll notice on my bike when I'm riding, you'll notice tomorrow's video actually comes out tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. You'll notice that I don't even have my phone on the handlebar in that video because a lot of times I'll take it and put it in a tour pack so it doesn't distract me. So, unless when I need it. All right. Harley Diner Rides. Good morning. Good morning, Harley Diner Rides. You snuck in there. I didn't see you. Nice to have you on board with us this morning. But yeah, and I want to thank, like I said, everybody. Tea bags. That's kind of what I have as the tea bag, Anthony, from JMP. JMP. I don't have a picture of mine right off the bat here. I can even show you. Isn't it funny how many pictures we have with our phones? How many different, man, I tell you, I got so many pictures. And you go back and you try to find what you're looking for. No, that wasn't a motorcycle trip. And you go back to see what you're looking for in your pictures, and you just cannot find what you're looking for. So I try to go by dates to try to figure out where we were. Let's see here. I was trying to show you a picture from last year, but I don't know if we have one of those on here or not. But yeah, Mrs. HR truly loves this bag. Here you go. So here you go. And this is what Anthony was just talking about, I believe. Let's see here. Well, we'll go with this one. So right here, it's called a tea bag. You can see how low profile that bag is. It's not like the Rick Rack bag would be way up here about where this picnic table is. It'd be very, very high. This bag stays very low to the bike. It has this nice rain cover over it. It's called a tea bag. And again, they're kind of curved. I don't have a better picture of it there to show you. But they are curved. So when it's on the back, it has that curvature for your back, for your wife's back. So Kevin, good morning to you. Good morning, Sonic. Nice to have you on there this morning. I'm currently planning a ride to northern central Pennsylvania with 3 stops. Austin, the Kinzua Dam. You'll absolutely love it. You'll love the Kinzua Dam. We go there at least twice a year. Bridge State Park in Elk County, you're going to love, especially if you go up there to see the elk. It's 7 hour days, 7 hours a day too long. but thanks for the input. So yeah, you're currently you'll love that ride up there, man. Kinzu Dam is beautiful. Yeah, got to go there. Have a great day with the grandchildren. We are heading out ourselves. HR, you need to make sure the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, Jerry. Yeah. Did you ever think about that groundhog seeing his shadow and how much BS that is? We were up there. We were at Punxsutawney where they have that in Pennsylvania. So they hold this groundhog up and they put these big lights like this light I have up here. See the shadow behind me? You can probably see a shadow behind. See the shadow moving behind me? You don't think the groundhog's going to see a shadow with 457,000 studio lights on him? Yeah, he's going to see a shadow. It's light. So that's a bunch of baloney. It's cute though, and they built that whole town around it, man. You go up there, there's a groundhog in front of every store. They're dressed in tuxedos or coats or ball caps or pirate uniforms or Steeler uniforms, and it's a cool town. If you ever get a chance to go there and check it out, I don't even know when that is. That's in April, I believe. No, February, right? Yeah, February, because I know it's cold up there, and I'm sure it won't be live this year. I'm sure it'll be a virtual. Like the groundhog will be sitting in front of his webcam, and he'll have a little Zoom session, and we can all pay like $9 to join it to watch him take his little shower and get ready to see his own shadow. Definitely will not be live. Won't be that. The same one, the Teabag went out of business. Yeah, Doug, they did there. And Bodine 52 was trying to buy one when I showed him mine, and we couldn't find them. There's a couple knockoffs. I think Karaoke has a bag made like it. But yeah, I don't know why they went out of business, man. Great company, great feedback, good people. So Payne's Rides, yeah, don't talk dirty, Payne's Rides. What's the matter with you? Man, I used to think so highly of you. All right, B King 62. Thanks for joining me there, or joining us. This is a us show, hosted every Saturday morning here on the HDR YouTube channel, Harley Day Rider. Teabag looks good. Lots of great options for us to choose from. Get what works best for you, Steve. So whatever is going to work best. But like I said, find a bag if you're going to, something for your luggage rack that's low profile, so you don't overload it. If you start putting your computer in there and your this and that and your wife's jewelry box and their shoe collection, you're going to weigh it down. Your bike. And I was trying to find the picture I have. I'll find it for next Saturday. But I have a picture of a bike on that road. I took it. I was with Miss H during the car, and I took this picture. This guy had 2 duffel bags, no lie, packed on top of his luggage rack, strapped down with bungee cables, all this stuff. It's like, holy hell. That's all I could say. So, but it was horrible. So, do you use Roke straps? I do. Sonic 742. That's what those are on there. See if I can show this one more time here. That's what these are here. These straps. These are the Roke ROK straps from Amazon. I highly recommend these things, man. When you tie that bag, and the bag doesn't even need tied down. I'm just kind of weird where I tie it down. But what I have found with these straps on here, if it gets really, really hot, and I know I wear all my gear all the time. I do, guys. But when it's 95 or 100 when you're out west, we'll take our riding jackets and slip them under there, and it actually will tie them right on top of that bag. So it's a great place to keep your riding jacket handy. So good question. But yeah, I like those Roke straps. Are okay. Work really, really well. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me here this morning. I had the greatest turnout of all times with the Jack's Tech, the Harley Day Rider Coffee with HDR. And I was talking about the lights. It's over on Jack's Tech Corner, my other channel. You can see the studio lighting that I purchased, the unboxing of it. And if you want to buy those, buy a set for $40, $30-$40. There is a link. So you can do that. I am heading out. I have to go to the Harley Davidson dealer is where I'm heading here. So I'm good on there with the camera, get a little bit of video footage to see what's new and what's exciting down there. And hang out with Be the Rider PA for some great, groundbreaking, exciting news coming on his channel. I think you'll be really impressed. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to this channel, go over and click the subscribe button. so you get notified. Also, if you're not subscribed here, I hope that you are. If you're following these in the mornings, probably are. Click the subscribe button, the not the bill notification, the bell notification, and that will definitely notify you when these come live. So great coffee time. Thank you so much. Go and get some coffee now. We'll see all you guys next time. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., Fireside Chat with the boys. We will be on Bronco Rides channel tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you. And I will see you back here tomorrow and next Saturday for another Coffee with HDR. Bye. Thanks.